Hey everyone, my name is Austin. I have a great opportunity this summer, and I will be hiking the John Muir Trail, aka the JMT. In January, I was doing the whole permit process, submitting it, and got accepted to do the trail from Happy Isles to all the way down to Whitney Portal. And I was pretty stoked on that. And with some discussion with my wife and everything, if I was gonna like film it and document it so that my family and friends could see it, we came to the conclusion that yeah, I would do it. And one of the reasons I'm doing this hike now is that today is April 10th, which is my birthday. I have turned 29, and I've wanted to do something that kind of topped my 20s. I've topped the ending of my 20s, I guess to say, because I've done things I think that are way more epic and bigger achievements in my life with racing in Europe and doing stuff like that. But this is just another thing, just kind of close my 20 chapter. And so I got a whiteboard. I've been working on this for about 2 weeks, so details I got 10 weeks ago, so I didn't do anything for a few months, but got the time off work. Gonna take my time. Got a little quota here, and it's not a race, so I'm just enjoying myself and really get into that mindset of just being outdoors. So I have a lot of mid trips planned between now and June 22nd. One of them I'm going to be on in 2 weeks. That's what I got going on back here. And what basically I'm going to do is I've seen a lot of stuff out there with the JMT, but nothing that has shown really the process from getting the permit, working out the details, and then hitting the trail. So my plan is just to, as I work on logistics, planning, getting food ready, shipping stuff, is just to document it and really just to show my parents, brother, who really would love to do this with me, but he's a firefighter and just can't get that time off right now. And obviously my wife would love to do it with me, but she can't get that time off right now. So I'm just in a good little spot for myself to be able to get out there and do it, and I'm gonna go out and do it. So enjoy it. If you don't, suck it, and you know, go on some hikes. It's April 18th. It's a Monday. I'm walking home from work. Just got back from a long trip at the Sea Otter Classic. Worked that event and decided to take the 2.5 mile walk home. Just get used to walking and hiking again. It's a beautiful day in California. It's SoCal in Orange County. It's probably high 80s, low 90s right now, temperature-wise. And gonna be doing the Catch the Clouds this Friday and doing a loop out there. So getting pretty pumped on that, and gonna get home, start working on some prep for that. So I'll kind of show you what I'm doing for that hike, and continue planning on my JMT adventure. So today's April 20th. I'm preparing myself to go out and do Catches the Clouds this weekend, and I'm making it into a 3-day, 2-night trip, which is going to be pretty exciting, doing it solo. And I'm just pulling out all my gear right now to see kind of what I got. I haven't been out on a multi-day trip in a few months, so this is just going to be a good idea of little things that I need to, either get or replace. Over the last few months, I've been getting new things that I literally have not even opened. Water bladder. I just picked this up yesterday. It's a rechargeable Black Diamond Revolt, because the one I have is it's good, but I just wanted something that I could recharge on the trail if it needed. And sleeping bag, tent, Big Angus, Fly Creek right there, and then some other food. So I'm going to be just kind of getting my food together and just getting the majority of my gear kind of corralled up today. So I think I have everything. I'm missing one pair of socks that are my night socks. And other things I'm starting to think about with the JMT and realizing like shit, I'm not going to be able to use this, or I'm going to need to change this. So trying to keep those thoughts at bay just so I can get through the weekend. And once I get everything together, it's going to be way easier to figure out what I may and may not need, especially with going from a 34 liter pack. What is this? 36, 38. liter pack to a 55 liter pack, you know, especially with the bare canvas and all of that and everything like that, is going to be a little bit more room. So it's going to be tight in this pack. I'm bringing a lot of my winter gear, even though it's 95 degrees outside in Orange County right now. In the mountains, it's in the 30s at night and, you know, 50s and high as 60s during the day. So I'm gonna just make sure I'm not freezing my ass off, and there's still gonna be some snow because it's a little over 10,000 feet at some points, especially around the peak. So better safe than sorry. So because this trip is only 2 nights and 3 days, I don't need a whole lot of food. You're just gonna have 2 dinners, 2 lunches, and, you know, enough snacks to kind of hold me over. And I'm actually doing another trip next week with my wife. We're doing the Ventura Trail, which is basically an overnight backpacking trip. The reason I went with Backpackers Pantry freeze-dried meals is that my buddy, I work in the cycling industry, and he has some connections with that can order these for way less than you can buy them online or at REI. So I got some last night at REI to try out over the next 2 weekends. Santa Fe style rice and a risotto with chicken. So we'll see how that goes. I'll pick one. I'm not sure which one I'm going to go with yet. But one of the other things I really like to eat when I'm on the trail is actually these 2 things, Idaho potatoes and ramen, aka a ramen bomb. And I basically, all I do is, I usually do half and half, because usually it's enough. But because this is going to be one of the first trips, I'm going to kind of have a little bit more food just to kind of get back in that mindset. But basically all I do is just beat the hell out of this thing in the bag. Smash it up. Take this, put it in a Ziploc baggie, and mix it in. And then when I'm ready, I carry a little plastic container where I can put all the mixings in and add the boiling water and stir it up and eat it like that, which I like to do. And it's quick and easy, especially if you don't want to wait, you know, 15-20 minutes for one of these to get going. And so this is a lot of stuff that I'm going to be kind of dialing in before I hit the JMT in 9 or so weeks, and just making sure there's not anything that I don't like or it's going to make me sick or not feel too great. So it's a little bit of process, a little bit more extensive than I normally would go about looking into things, but I'd rather be safe than sorry and not get the shits on the trail, you know? So once you get everything mixed up, you got this little guy, nice little mixture of ramen and Idaho potatoes and some potatoes. I can guarantee you this is going to be way too much food for me to eat at one meal. So on trail I might just kind of sprinkle it in until I get what I think is enough for myself, and if I need more, figure it out. But like I said, usually about half, breaking the top ramen in half and doing half bag of the Idaho is just enough, you know, for me, that I'm not, you know, super full and I'm not like, you know, starving or anything like that. But yeah, I'm just gonna play it by ear and just kind of try some new things out and quantity of food. But this is a little heavy and for one meal, so probably won't end up doing this on the JMT. So quick, another thing, I normally don't take this little dude just because the weight aspect, and I don't want to carry trash, and there's enough flavor in the potatoes to, you know, make everything taste really great. And I did decide I'm gonna go with the Santa Fe chicken and rice for this meal. So basically I'll just lay this stuff out, get that going, and as I add, you know, breakfast, which I'm not a big breakfast person, I can manage using a damn Pop-Tart in the morning and just rolling. It's quick and easy, and I don't have to sit there and make anything else. So I just busted open my new headlamp from Diamondback, the Revolt and everything, and then just wanted to mention I stick with brighter colors. In this case I've gone with a green theme, basically just so I can see it. If it's buried in my pack or if it's at camp and I throw it in my tent at night, you know, it's something easy to, you know, spot. I much prefer having black, you know, just for my sense and taste. That kind of looks a lot better. But
you know, for functionality, I think having it a little brighter, you know, especially inside your pack, that makes it a little easier to spot when it's go time to grab it and when you need it, and a good thing. But we're gonna have to figure some other things out because I have a new pack coming in, and we'll show more of that. But it's definitely not gonna be as strappy and pockety as this Osprey pack I have right now, and so that'll be a little bit adjustment, and that's what I'm going to be doing a lot of trips, you know, this next period of time over the next few weeks, just to get used to carrying that and how it's going to function and how I'm going to pack it and everything. Because for me, being a former professional athlete, the last thing I want to do is like go out and do something or use something that I've never used before and just be like, you know, not know anything. So I'm just taking more of that approach to a lot of my gear and stuff that I'm using, is that it's going to do at least minimum 2 trips with exactly what I'm going to be carrying for the GMT. So I know how the pack packs, I know how everything operates, and a lot of stuff I've had, but you know, it's always, you know, evolving and changing, and you learn something new or get something new that can affect your gear. So that's kind of what I'm mentally kind of getting myself ready for with a lot of that, and this just being one of them with the rechargeable aspect of it and not having to worry about these guys dying on me, you know, every so often. It's April 21st, 2016, and I'm still in the middle of making a mess of my living room and trying to get ready to take off early tomorrow morning. Kind of little itinerary aspect of tomorrow, which is Friday, for the Cactus of Cloud hike. We're probably going to roll out of here around 4-ish a.m. So I want to start the hike 5:36 a.m. just because today it was 90 plus degrees in Palm Springs, and I want to avoid the early heat. I think when I looked at 6:30 this morning, it was already 70 degrees. So I want to get out of the heat and get into the mountains where it's actually been quite cold. But today all I'm going to be focusing on really to get ready is putting everything into my pack, and then getting my GPS set up, and I have a spot, and I just haven't set up the subscription yearly thing, so I'm going to set that up today so that my wife can have a little bit of security of me being out there by myself for 3 days. So just show you, this is the stick pick, just slides on there. There's a little clamp that you kind of adjust to wherever you want the camera so it's facing the right way, but it's a cool little thing. So now for the fun part is to get all of this stuff nicely packed in there. The sun just crested over the mountain range over here. I can feel it's gonna be warm out today.